What's up, everyone? My name is Josh, and this is Josh Unboxed, and welcome to my daily grind. I don't know what else to call it. I'll probably come up with the name a little later. Basically, what this is me talking about the market in general. I mean, the sports card market in general. Some of the things that I've noticed, some of the things that I've seen, and also talking about certain cards that I feel have value. One particular card. Ideas, strategies, concepts, just trying to bring it back to what I wanted to bring this channel about, is to bring about knowledge and how we can make better decisions, I guess, or how we can use research and trying to find tips to make sound purchases. But it's always hard. It's always a crapshoot because as sound as it may be, a freak injury can happen and now you're out, But we're going to try to do our best to kind of anticipate and purchase cards that I feel, or for me in general, it's just me talking about cards that I feel have value and that have the potential to rise, whether it's a short-term hold, long-term hold, or a casket card. But just to bring it back to what my aim is that, I talked about in one of my previous episodes is finding your lane and your reason of being into the hobby. Some people just love collecting. That's great. Do you? I'm a collector. I collected video games back then. Now I'm collecting basketball cards now. However, I also have this plan and this goal to set up my son financially with these cards in the near future. So basically what it is, it's me finding cards of value, cards that I feel can rise, buying those opportunities, selling them at a profit, and then using that profit to purchase the grail cards, the cards that appreciate over time and don't go through these ups and downs, peaks and valleys, for a long-term hold for him when he gets older and for him to do whatever he wants with it. For me, it's about attaining those grails and how I go about it. So that's basically what it is. And today, I'm going to talk about one card that I feel has value, and that is the 2019 Topps Heritage Fernando Tatis Jr. PSA 10. Now, you can do the PSA 10. You can also do the raw cards as well. And the reason why I like this card, because it acts as a great short-term opportunity as well as a long-term opportunity, depending on how good this kid really is. Now, I'm a believer in Fernando Tatis Jr. I think he's great. I think he has it. He has that swagger. He just loves to play baseball. He has fun with it. So these are reasons why I feel like this is also a good opportunity for a long-term hold. Now, the reason why I'm talking about the raw cards as well is because there's an opportunity to buy the raw cards, submit them to PSA to get graded, and with their long backlog, you can get it in time, not for this coming season, but I would probably hold it for the next season, just because right now we're at a time where baseball is in the off season, and I'm pretty sure you heard the strategy plenty of times: buy in the off season, sell right before the season when hype is starting to exceed. And that's what we're going to do with this Fernando Tatis Jr., or that's actually my plan with this Fernando Tatis Jr. with the PSA 10s specifically. Now, I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to show you guys card ladder, and I have the Fernando Tatis Topps Heritage base PSA 10. I've been keeping an eye on this card for the past, I want to say, 2 weeks or so. Right now, you see a current value of $94.23. That was the last one that sold in auction, and that was yesterday. There was one that sold today for $76. Now, if we take a look at the chart here from 1 year, we see that at peak in August, when everything was rising, everything was going crazy, this card reached 150. It went down, up and down, up and down, up and down, and then finally, when the Padres were out, it tanked. And then you see little spikes here and there, but for the most part, we're seeing a floor of like around $70 or so, I would say. And then just recently, we're starting to see the card kind of go up again. And a lot of people have it on eBay for buy it now. at like above $100. There's a few people who have it for a buy now of around 89. My target for this is not to pay more than $100 for this PSA 10. I'm actually trying to target around $80 or so. I know this last one here went to 76, and I would have caught it during the auction right when it ended. I probably would have bid up to $80 to $85 for it. But I can totally see this card as we get closer to the season actually reach up to 120, 130. Right now, people are listing it for as a buy it now for around the 120 mark. I even threw some offers asking for $80, and I was just getting declined, even auto declined. And there was one guy who countered offered with 90. So we're looking at around $80 to $90 for this card. But if it can get up to 120, maybe even up to 130 right before the season starts, and I think that's pretty good. In terms of the pop report, you'll see here it's a pop report of 1,433. When you compare it to the Topps flagship, which I pulled up here, there's a pop report of about 10,000 on this one. Now the Topps flagship may be a good opportunity as well. So your current value is around 172. I'm thinking the current value on this is probably closer to around 180. And you can kind of see it hit this floor here, and this floor is like was around like 140, 150, and then now we're starting to see it creep up again. But this is another play for another day. Basically, what I want to focus mainly on is this Topps Heritage card, PSA 10. I feel there's an opportunity here for this card. If you can buy it for around $80 or so, 80 to 90, then I think by the time we hit the season, it can get up to 130, 140, maybe even reach 150 again. As we've seen with the basketball market, with guys like Luka, Zion, Trey, John Morant, a lot of their cards have kind of risen past that previous peak that they had, or is about reaching that previous peak. I know we're talking about apples and oranges with baseball and basketball, but Fernando Tatis has the potential to be a stud, a huge star in this sport. Him, Acuna, and Soto are going to carry MLB into the future going forward, and it's going to be pretty exciting watching those three. But yeah, there's an opportunity here for Tatis, and I feel that this Topps Heritage card is a decent play. Now, remember, these are just my thoughts. These are just my opinions on the card. So whether you want to buy into it or not is really going to be up to you. This is me doing my own research. I do research every night on different plays, different cards. So I have a list of cards that I'm watching, and I'm looking at the market, not knowing if I'm going to pull the trigger quite yet. But with this Tatis card, I feel like I'm going to be pulling the trigger soon, because I'm starting to see it kind of creep up a little bit. And we have potential with this card. Now, I know Heritage is on the lower end, but when you compare all the other cards in baseball, like Stadium Club, Finest, Bowman Sterling, Bowman Chrome, like Topps flagship is king, and then Heritage has some backing to it, and a lot of people love that brand just because of how affordable it is, how much more of an affordable option it is. So there's definitely opportunity for the Topps Heritage, especially with a lower population than the Topps flagship. Obviously, if you want to go for the Topps flagship, I would say that's a better buy, because I think it peaked at 300 around August. But you can even go with the Heritage Action Shot, which is much more rare to come by. I did get a PSA 9 the other day. I paid $215 for it. You can probably get a PSA 10 for, I think people are listing it for like about 500 plus. But even there was a PSA 10 for 400, I believe. That might have gotten snatched up already. But there's opportunity with Fernando Tatis Jr., and that's my play of the day, I guess. But I'm a big believer in that card, and like I said, whether you want to follow the advice or not, it's really up to you. You're your own person. You can make your own judgment call. You do your own research. This is me doing my research and me seeing an opportunity here. And to end this is more of like, I'm not gonna make you pay for a subscription service. I'm not going to make you pay for picks. I'm not going to make you pay for a newsletter. I'm going to be talking about cards that I see an opportunity in. And today, it's Fernando Tatis Jr. Tomorrow it might be Marco Fultz. I've been watching that card lately too. I think this is something that I kind of want to do daily, in which I talk about a particular card. It might not be every day in which I talk about a card. Obviously, I do other things too, unboxings, opening packs, talking about the card market in general, talking about strategies, talking about finding our lanes, a whole bunch of things that are in my head that revolve around the hobby. And maybe we might venture into other collectibles as well. I've had experience collecting video games for the past 20 years before jumping into basketball cards, and then now into a more broader sense of the sports card market in general: basketball, baseball, football, hockey, Pokemon, WWE. I've collected Legos, so there is some collectability in that area as well. Comic books, I've done that as well. Shoes, sneakers, I've done that as well. So a bunch of collectibles I have dabbled in and have learned what I can about these markets. So there's plenty to talk about, but mainly my main focus right now is sports cards, because that stuff, I see the appreciation over time as an alternative investment. Now, we got a whole bunch of different types of alternative investments. We have, like I said, Legos, especially the Star Wars UCS Ultimate Collector Series sets. Those ones will appreciate over time. The Lego Idea sets, those ones appreciate over time, especially the popular licensed franchises like the Back to the Future DeLorean set. Comic books, first appearances, CGC, those types of things. Pokemon, Pokemon just had a big boom recently. WWE cards, WWE stuff, those things have a collectability as well. Video games, because that's what I used to do before. A lot of things. And but today is about Fernando Tatis Jr. Sorry for going off on a tangent. And Topps Heritage cards. So, like I said, I'm not here to ask you to pay for picks. I'm not here to say sign up for my newsletter. I'm going to give you all the information that I do from my research that I do every night for free. So take it as you will, with a grain of salt if you'd like. But that's just me. I just want a platform to talk about this stuff. So, and it's exciting too. It's exciting. And if there's a play there that I'm not going to buy into, it might be an opportunity for you, right? As long as, I'm able to help you guys out. I think that's what it comes down to at the end of the day. But I guess that's it. And with that being said, hopefully you found some value. Consider liking, commenting, subscribing, and then I'll see you guys in the next video later.